Introducing new Moth Be Gone. Welcome back to WETT The Splash, the home of all your naughty little secrets.
We're live from the scene of the accident, and the death toll has climbed to a staggering rate.
Welcome back. We are here again, and the first thing that you need to know when you come in here is that if you need the plug on CBD, that you need to go to blacktiecbd.net and put in the code THICK1 to get 10% off. Do me a favor. Don't tell them they're sponsoring us, because I don't think they know. All right, it's fine. Just don't DM them. Don't say Thickness and the Shine sent me here. Don't say you're a big fan of the podcast. Just buy the stuff. Use the code. We keep the sponsor. Let's keep this on the DL.
How long do you think until they figure it out?
I don't know, man. I don't know, because I know of a few people that actually purchase their products, and I know that they use the code because it'd be silly if they didn't. So they're definitely at least every now and then getting like, whoever's in like accounting is seeing that shit pop up, and they're just like, oh yeah, I forgot there's this weird active code we've had for 4 years. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what it's about, but it's there.
And so, I mean, fucking, 10% off. It's a little bit more than tax. Take it.
It's true.
Take that shit,
Yeah.
So that means whatever you're looking at price-wise, because I always liked the idea of, like, just getting the tax off, because that means, like, whatever price you're looking at is the price you're getting. You know what I'm saying? If something is, like, $9.99 and you get 10% off, that bitch is going to be, like, $9.99 after tax, maybe, like, a little bit less. But you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Fuck. So, Black Tie CBD.
Wrap your car around a tree.
What?
Wrap your car around a tree.
Yeah. Kill yourselves. No, don't kill yourselves. Survive the car accident.
Yeah. Live to tell the story.
Yeah. Live to tell the story. In fact, if you wrap your car around the tree and you survive it, and if it's like a good enough impact, you are allowed to come on the show. You got to send us an email at tatspodcast@gmail.com. If you've wrapped your car around a tree and you have photos, you can come on the show. It's going to be by Zoom. You're not coming in the studio.
Yeah.
We're not just going to start hanging out with you motherfuckers.
I was going to say that's going to be a disaster in a couple of years if this ever takes off.
I've seen our fans. Some of you are gross. We're not having you inside of here with us.
There's some sociopath.
Right.
I did it, guys.
It's not
I
even
lost my arm, but I did it.
It's not even a COVID thing. It's just some of you I don't trust. Oh my god, dude. Speaking of fucking not trusting people in COVID, I was watching Jeopardy last night with Bubbles. And first of all, the episodes I was watching were pre-COVID, but this motherfucker Drew Carey looks like he's been in the bunker for years.
Yeah.
Dude, have you seen him lately? Like,
Yeah.
He has the long hair and the beard now.
Yeah, and the eyes are all sunken in pretty hard, too.
Yeah. Like, and he's just like,
it's not looking too good.
It's like he's turning into like a wizard or something. Like he just looks like he's ready for barbecue.
Is he turning to Saruman from Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Like it really looks like every single day they knock on the hatch and then the fucking giant 3 fucking inch steel door opens from the ground in a hill somewhere, and Drew Carey levitates out of that shit eating like a cold turkey sandwich, and they tell him he's on, and he just walks right into the fucking set and does Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Because he just, I don't know.
Didn't he have some allegations come out like a while ago or recently or something?
I hope not.
I think he did.
Hashtag save Drew Carey.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I saw some bullshit allegations going on a headline somewhere.
Yeah.
But I never clickbait into that bullshit. So who knows?
I mean, shit. I mean, I wouldn't put it against him just because it seems like everybody probably did something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's funny and it's ironic, but Chris D'Elia, who was, if you can remember, that was the comedian that we used to trash all the time. By the way, he's back.
Oh, is he?
He's back. He's like, he came back. Everybody trashed him. He didn't care. He stayed back, and now he's back.
What a trooper.
Yeah, he's killing it, bro.
Man,
Shout out
damn.
to Chris D'Elia. Right on,
for
bro.
real, for real.
But yeah, he's his podcast is back. I don't really. I listened to one episode. He's just talking about the allegations. He doesn't give a fuck. He's in on it, dude. He's owning it.
He is his own allegations.
Yeah. But
interesting.
He was somebody who said like years ago on a podcast that I heard when he was like, you already did the thing in this industry that's going to take you down. It's like, you know, because it was something that you probably did before there was ever a shot of you being in the industry.
Makes sense.
Something you said to somebody, something you did to somebody. It's like whatever it is that's going to get you, you already did. You could try to like, you know, tiptoe from here on now because people are looking at you, but they're going to find it.
Yeah.
And then they did. And like,
Yeah.
I feel like that sometimes too, which is why I'm not worried about being canceled. Because it's like, one, people get canceled all the time. And if you're a comedian, you get canceled. It's like, you know, I mean, yeah, it's awful. Like in the case of Shane Gillis where he lost SNL, but he's not gone. You know what I'm saying? Like being canceled, you know, lost him definitely like the dream job. And that sucks a lot of dick. And he got a lot of hate from just a lot of people that didn't know him, which also sucks a lot of dick. But in reality, like he's still making money. He's still a comedian. He's got his Patreon. He's got his podcast. He's back on the road. So, I mean, like, you can get canceled. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not
I think it depends on the degree of it, too.
Well, who you are.
You know? Yeah, and then
like,
who's involved in the canceling, I guess.
But like, for me, as a comedian, I can get canceled and it'll be fine. As long as I could build up enough. It's like it's. I guess it also depends on what you get canceled for, right? So, if you pull a Kramer and you start spinning around in circles and screaming the N-word on the fucking stage, that I don't think you're coming back from. But like if you pull like fucking Chris D'Elia where he did like some weird kind of gray area, like he didn't fuck anybody under 18, but he's also kind of waiting for people to be 18. But that's not illegal.
What do they call that? And what do the kids call it?
Grooming.
Grooming, yeah.
I don't know why grooming. I see why it's gross. I don't know that it's illegal because everybody in the world. Bad Baby made $1 million in 6 hours.
Yeah.
And OnlyFans, which means
lots of people.
People were waiting for a child to be an adult to want to have sex with them.
Yeah.
There's been like countdown clocks for like Ariana Grande and like Miley Cyrus and like
I think the conversation happening while they're kids definitely creeps me the fuck out.
Yeah.
You know?
So it depends on so like if you do something like that's like what Chris D'Elia did, it's kind of like that's kind of gross and pervy, but at the same time, it's like also behind closed doors, it's like every dude's kind of doing that to some extent. Like I'm not looking at children and being like, oh my God. But I've been to like, my little cousin's been to graduation and be like, damn, that girl, oh no, she's definitely a child. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I mean, there's definitely like kids of both male and female that look like they're like, they'll be in high school
with a beard and abs and fucking huge dick.
They'll be like in like sophomore in high school, but like they're fucking in college, you know? It's just like, where did this beast come from? The boonies of nowhere. Just doing workouts every single day.
So yeah, like for Chris, it's like, I don't know, I'm not mad at him. He took it on the chin. He's back. He's leaning into it. I don't think you had to be gone forever for that, which is really cool. But I feel like there was a reason we were bringing all this up to begin with. Besides just how bad Jeopardy
you started
is.
with Drew Carey and how bad he looked.
Oh, yeah. Not only is Drew Carey not looking good, but Jeopardy sucks, dude. I used to like Jeopardy as a kid, and now that I watch it, it's lazy.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever really genuinely watched Jeopardy. I don't know.
I've watched quite a bit of it, you know, because
the game.
It's cool. It's cool, like some of it, but it's like it's a lot of games. And one of the games was like Plinko, and it's like that's not Jeopardy.
Plinko?
Plinko's that shit where it's like a board with like a bunch of nails on it, and you drop a ball from the top, and it bounces off the nails and whatever, and then it lands in a slot. You know what I'm saying? Usually it's like a pyramid or something.
Yeah. Okay.
And you know, like
I
whatever.
didn't know that was called Plinko.
Yeah, Plinko. Huh. But it's like that's not a Jeopardy game. That's not guessing prices. That's literally just playing Plinko.
Yeah.
You know, that's like
game of chance.
Yeah, it's silly. And then the prizes are dumb. Like one of the prizes was a trip to Scottsdale, Arizona. Who the fuck wants to go to Scottsdale, Arizona? Dude, nobody.
I don't know.
The people of Scottsdale probably want to get out. I bet most Scottsdalians are like Californians, where they're just constantly complaining that they're there and that they want to escape, but they probably don't have enough money to escape. And then so they're just stuck there. Like,
I mean, is it that bad, or is it like the grass is always greener kind of thing?
I think Arizona as a whole is that bad.
I mean, it's dry
It
climate.
sucks.
Yeah,
the people fucking suck. The climate sucks. The fucking Mother Nature hates that place. And I have family in New Mexico. It's the same thing. It sucks.
Yeah, desert.
I trash on New Mexico as much as I'll trash on Arizona, but I'll trash on Arizona even more because it is just a Southwest shithole. It is a piece of garbage with fucking jalapeno toppings, bro. Fuck Arizona, man. Like, I know everybody we like to focus on Florida because it has that law, so that's why we get to see all the cool weird shit that the Florida man does. But if they had that thing in Arizona, dude, I'm telling you, it would be way more popping than Florida, dude. Those people are crazy.
Yeah.
Like Tucson is just full of murderers with road rage.
Oh.
It's just it's a shithole.
That's scary.
Yeah, and I hope I never have to go to Arizona again, and I will, and I'm going to have to probably go there plenty of times, and I'm not going to be happy about it the whole time I'm there.
Yeah.
And the thought of being hyped up on Jeopardy to win a vacation to Arizona, I'd be like, can I pass?
Yeah.
Can I be on a different episode?
Yeah. Can we trade out states or something?
Yeah, the next wonderful getaway location was Portland, Maine.
What? I was hoping you were going to stop at Portland.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh, tight. Oh.
Oregon would have been kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah.
But what the fuck is going on up in Portland, Maine? You're going to go look at some boats at negative 30-degree weather and pretend you're Canadian?
I don't know. I don't really know much about Maine or what
There's
interests
nothing to
they
know.
have,
Maine is the premise of every Steven Spielberg book.
Yeah, I guess that's not really a state that... I guess there's many states that we don't really talk about because we're filthy Californians.
Well, I think it's... Yeah, well, it's because we got to figure it out here, man. But
we was sort of...
I think it's as far as weather, I mean, though.
Yeah,
geographically?
living, but just socially and
awful.
And and how our government works has always just been a shit show.
Oh, the way I like to describe people, it's living here. It's everybody that lives here wants to leave, and everybody that isn't here wants to be here.
Yeah, it was because of all the tech. I think if anything, the reason to move to California
and Hollywood.
That I think in my opinion, entertainment falls underneath
call
tech.
That tech. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, because it's it wouldn't really be birthed without tech. Per se.
Yes, but Silicon Valley wasn't a thing anywhere near.
That's true.
Yeah, towards when Hollywood was made.
Now it is though.
It is now for sure. Yeah,
dude, there's regular 2-bedroom 1-bath house that are $1 million fucking dollars.
Yeah.
So it's what the fuck, dude? It's how you can get a mansion 3 times the size anywhere else for $1 million.
Dude, if you wanted to live in a cornfield,
bullshit, bro.
If you wanted to live in just the middle of some shithead, I'm not even gonna call it shithole, but just some flyover state that nobody's really interested in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's say you want to live in South Dakota. Nobody gives a fuck. You could probably get so much property for the price of a urinal here.
Yeah.
For a urinal, yeah.
For just the bathroom.
Yeah, it's absolutely awful. But I couldn't see myself being hyped up to go to Maine either.
No.
If it was Maine or Arizona, I guess I would choose Maine because of the fact that we live on the Pacific and it'd be cool to see the Atlantic. But
yeah,
other than that,
I mean, I'm sure there's it's very small. I don't know the geography of Maine, but I'm for some reason imagine small rustic town kind of thing.
Probably. I would imagine because it's very high up northeast.
Yeah,
it's the very tip, right? So it's basically Canada.
Yeah, they have cities. I'm not saying that they're just fucking
there's people
in the middle of nothing. They'll have big towns and cities and stuff.
We've got Portland,
but I also just see a lot of more nature. I guess I can imagine Maine being a lot more open, like Canada in a naturey sense.
I've never been there, nor have I seen many pictures. But when I think Maine, I think of a cottage with snow on it and lots of trees and nature and maybe a moose.
Yeah, because a lot of coastline cities.
Yeah,
towns.
A lot of boats, a lot of really rich white people.
Yeah,
a lot of really rich white. They're the only ones who could stand the cold like that because they can afford many heaters, many furs.
or you're just really fucking resourceful and know how to build shit. Yeah, you live out there.
That'd be cool.
Because that'd be tight. If I could just build my own home on a coastline somewhere, just by hand, that'd be wicked. Would be so down.
Would you rather live in a extreme hot desert like Arizona or an extreme cold place, tundra like fucking Maine? I feel like I would choose Maine. Because, okay,
You know,
both of them give you quick access to something dope, right? Like, because in Arizona, you're a car trip away from California. In
Sure.
Maine, you're a car trip away from New York.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
It's
I mean,
true.
like, both of them are in the proximity of something cool.
That's a good question.
It's just, would you rather?
It's difficult because the argument that I always hear is that, cold because you can put more layers on, you can make heat. But
Fair.
I'm like, not always, an extreme cold, like you didn't have to have like a really big ass fucking fire.
Yeah.
Or
it's easy in California to say, like, I could put on a fucking cardigan and get a little warmer.
Have consistent fuel.
Yeah.
Like are we talking like sub-zero temperature kind of freezing?
I think
or
Maine
just
gets there.
like
Yeah. If Kansas gets there, Maine has to get there.
Yeah. I mean, if I have like a house, then sure, like heater, blah blah. But if we're talking like just like we're building our own homes and everything, like fucking you're on your own, motherfucker, kind of thing.
No, I'm not saying like I'm gonna drop you off in the woods with a hatchet.
Yeah, that's what immediately my mind
No,
went
I'm just saying like somebody like gifts you.
It's like rubbing mud on my face. We're doing this.
Let's say you're like,
let's go.
Let's say you're, let's say you're like gifted your dream property, right? But it has to be either in fucking Maine or Arizona. And like the pit of
probably
each.
Maine.
I think I'd go for Maine too.
Probably Maine.
Yeah, because like I haven't had to deal with too much cold being from California. I've been in the snow plenty, but not that kind of snow. Right. I've been in the kind of like the shitty snow, the gross kind of snow. There's just like ice blocks that have dirt and shit on them, and like I've been in like one snowball fight. So I think maybe because I haven't had to deal with that level, I'm a little bit more willing to deal with it. But I just fucking hate Arizona as a whole.
Yeah,
I'd be significantly closer to my family, and I wouldn't choose Arizona. I would take any I would live in Utah way before Arizona.
I think just because I know you, so that's why the statement's funnier.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's true. Like Arizona's not fun, bro.
No.
Like I think I've been cold and not really miserable. Just been like I'm just freezing and that's it, But I've been like sweating like dehydrated, passing out,
I've had
hot
heat stroke
before.
more than once.
Yeah, and that is miserable. I've been in like fucking sub-zero cold before. It's cold, fucking sucks, but I'm not like, gonna wishing I was dead.
Yeah. I wonder what percentage of fat 14-year-olds had heat stroke during football practice their freshman year. I bet it's huge.
Yeah.
I did. I remember my first double day in football. I had a heat stroke, and we were just running. It was part one. It wasn't even part two of the double day.
Yeah.
I just knew a long day was ahead.
My favorite thing about because I was in marching band, but we would I was in the drum line.
I had heat stroke in marching band.
Yeah, because everyone's assumption is that they're just band kids and they just walk up and down. It's like but when you play drums and you're holding a 50 to 80 pound big bass drum, and then all of a sudden your director says, "All right, go run 5 laps with your instrument on you." You're like, "Huh?"
Like, you got some.
What did you just say?
You got some little fairy running next to you with a piccolo in his hand.
Yeah. You're like, "You motherfucking asshole!"
Like, oh, isn't this horrible?
It's like, can we take off our drums? Nope. It's
no,
like,
carry that shit. Please do not fall and break it.
Yeah. If you break it, you're paying for it too.
Yeah, that is kind of it is kind of like that's your alternative, right? It's either you're focused on breathing super tough because you're blowing into an instrument, or you have to lug around a fucking drum.
Yeah, you have to have like the back power to hold an 80-pound drum for 6 hours. Yeah.
Jeez,
and maintain perfect posture, all that bullshit.
I gotta say, I think I said it before and people don't like it, but marching band was definitely harder than football.
I think
football was way more physically taxing on the body. Because
most definitely,
as a big guy, I was a lineman. As a lineman, you're taking damage because your job is to hit somebody every play. Like I remember my coach saying, as a lineman, you get a hit every play. Like that. Like that's the fun part. It's like this is why you should want to be a lineman, is because you get to hit someone every play. It's like, man, do those guys live past 40 or what? I don't know if that sounds like a good idea, coach. Like,
no, you usually have concussions after a while.
I'm gonna go fucking. How about I play in band? Get away from me, sir. Like I don't want to do this anymore. But like football, I would say physically football is really taxing, like because of the injuries.
Yeah.
But unless you're like a quarterback or like maybe like a who's the guy on the fucking the defense that's kind of in charge? Middle linebackers. I don't fucking know either. There's like a captain that's in charge on the fucking defense too. I just forget who it is.
I am definitely a quintessential. Don't know shit about sports. You just put me in line, and I'm just gonna shove my fucking skull into somebody, and that's it.
Yeah,
like that's all I know how to do in sports.
yeah.
It's just like a Forrest Gump, like you know, like that's all I know how to do.
Yeah. But for a lot of like those positions, that is all you have to do. It's like, grab this and run. Hit something as hard as you can. And with band, it's like, it was just so much more of like, you have to learn how to play this fucking song.
Yeah.
And you have to learn how to march, and you have to do it right. And because people are looking at your feet. And if you don't do it right, you might barrel over the person in front of you or behind you. And like, there was a lot of trust because of the drum. Because I couldn't see over my drum because it was just big enough to where I had no line of sight. So it was just kind of like one of those, like, everybody's supposed to be lifting their foot up at the same time, moving it forward the same amount of distance, and putting it on the ground at the same time. So you're trusting that everybody's doing that, because if they're not, you're going to plow over someone.
Yeah.
Because you can't see.
Yeah.
You're hoping.
Yeah.
Every march I was just hoping.
It's true.
And it was awful because, like, there would be, like, the photographers, like the professional photographers.
Yeah.
Or, just parents with, like, a nice fucking whatever, DSLR or whatever. But every time somebody would snap a picture of me, it was me struggling to, like, kind of peek over my drum because I was terrified.
Yeah. You had to be aware of your surroundings pretty much, like, permanently, like
you had
somehow,
the people to the left and right of you.
Yeah, and maintain that 5 foot spacing, like, at all times from all corners.
Yeah, because, with the bass, especially with, like, the bass or the drum that you had, like, it may be 5 feet between the people, but that drum's another 3 itself. So you're really only, like, a foot and a half, 2 feet away from the person in front of you.
Yeah.
So if they slip or don't take a big enough step,
you're
going to be bumping
you're
them.
plowing them, dude. Yeah, you're
dude.
running them completely over.
Hey, you better hope they can fucking figure it out.
Yeah, and we're not wearing padding. Those metal like fucking keys are gonna go right in the back of somebody's spine.
Oh man, I remember one time
like,
this kid Chris Moffitt. We were.
Yeah.
We were doing that shit where we
Love
had
that
to.
kid.
Yeah, me too. He's doing great too. But we were doing that thing where we had to just keep playing the fucking song and marching forward on the blacktop, and then running back to the other side, and then playing it again, marching forward. And it was like one of those ones where we were running back to the other side, and me and Chris both were bass drums, but he wasn't wearing his. And I just, like, he ran up behind me, and I turned around, and he ran into it, and it floored him.
Oh,
like he just, like, it was one of those, like,
I do remember that now.
I quick turned as he was, like, running up on me, and he just fucking boom hit
Poor
the ground.
buddy. Yeah. He was tiny. He was tall as fuck, but just skinny as hell. And I'm sure that hurt like hell.
That must have hurt, dude. Like, he fucking went down.
Because he just stood right back up, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." Right?
Yeah,
like,
he was cool.
As Moffat does. He's like, "I'm cool. It's
fine."
fine.
He's the same guy who, like, left a chunk of his arm on one of the bass drums. Like,
oh yeah,
he, like,
wild.
He, like, fell when he was playing it. And, like, rolled over the top of it.
Yeah. And
then that little metal key caught his fucking arm and took a slice of meat off of him.
Yeah, like the skin on and everything. It was nasty, bro.
Who
He's like, I'm fine. I'm just like, you're fucking crazy.
Who had to take the skin off of the drum? Did they make him do it?
I don't remember, honestly. You probably, knowing him, probably did it, like, voluntarily.
With his mouth.
Yeah, he just eats it.
That's mine. Don't worry, guys. I regenerate.
He's savage, dude. Yeah, he's like Cell from Dragon Ball Z, dude. Yeah, 100%.
As long as I eat it, it'll grow back.
He's like a super villain secretly and shit. Yeah,
dude.
Man, he was wild, man. That guy was awesome.
Yeah, shout out Chris, bro. He was really cool, man.
He's a good dude for sure.
So we got some stuff going on here. We got some voice messages.
Oh boy!
Shout out to the Discord and to the people who are using it. Here's all the new.
Oh fuck! I'm high as fuck, and I just realized that I mixed up Forrest Gump with Waterboy. Like,
that's fine.
Really? Like, I just now. I was thinking about that. Like, wait a minute.
There was a football scene with Forrest Gump though, where he just kind of just takes it and runs forever.
Yeah.
Or he runs clear out of the stadium or something like that. He
That's a good
keeps
movie.
Moving. All right, so we got 2 voicemails today. First one, actually, of course, naturally, is Bubbles.
Yep.
First of all, for the Discord, no new users this week.
It's difficult, so we really have to kind of unfortunately spam the fuck out of it to get more people on.
I hate being that guy.
It's because it's an interactive thing more than just a, like, just be on it and watch.
Yeah, I guess I am expecting people to just walk in there and have, like, a party, and that doesn't make any sense. So We gotta figure out how to make the Discord better.
It comes from the community. The community really just slowly spreads it over time, and it gets bigger and bigger.
That's true. If you guys are listening, if you're the person who's listening to this and you're thinking like somebody else will do it, stop it. I need you to be the one. You need to be the one who does it.
So what he's doing right now, he doesn't want you to do.
All right, so we got our first one here. It's from Bubbles again, of course. I bet he's gonna say hello because that's all he fucking knows.
Fuck Scottsdale.
Dude, fuck Scottsdale.
Yeah, that caught me off guard. All right.
Right on, dude. Scottsdale could eat
Getting
dick.
crafty. Okay, Bubbles, all right.
He didn't like Scottsdale either. We were watching Jeopardy together.
No. Oh, yeah.
I literally was like out loud complaining at the TV about the fact that Scottsdale was what they were competing for. I was like, why?
Yeah.
I'd be so mad at Scottsdale as an answer. Like, what kind of budget are you on, Jeopardy?
Yeah, just walk out.
Just stop giving people $1 million or whatever you're doing and then give them better trips.
Yeah.
Nobody wants a Kia Forte.
Is it too late to redact my signature here?
For some reason, I look at
game.
For some reason, when I see Kias, I just assume they're made out of like some weird hard plastic. Like I just don't trust them. It's like they're 3D printed. Like I'm not gonna bid on that thing. But we got another voicemail here actually from The Shine. Oh boy, and it looks like kind of like it's got a lot of waves here.
Oh boy,
I didn't listen to it
he's
beforehand.
just screaming in it.
That'd be hilarious. Fuck you.
No, just ah.
Oh yeah, just one long continuous scream. Let's see what we got here from The Shine.
This is The Shine here, long-time contributor, short-time listener, first-time caller. I realized today that when you get an X-ray, they say it's completely safe, but then they put a huge lead thing over your balls, and then the X-ray tech disappears behind a wall. Are X-rays safe, and how do you feel about that?
Fuck no,
dude. No, fuck X-rays.
When you frame it like that, hell fucking no.
Yeah.
Any protection for your balls when going anywhere should be just red flags everywhere. Just like what's happening.
I remember because my dad's had like so many spine surgeries, and because I've broken a lot of bones, like I've had a lot of X-rays, and he's had a lot of X-rays, and I can remember like him making a joke when I was like 14, when I don't remember what I broke that fucking year, but I remember him making a joke in the hospital like, oh no, not me this time. I've been X-rayed enough times. I'm see-through now. Like, I don't fucking trust that shit at all, dude. Like, I bet it's horrible for you.
Yeah. The way he frames it, that the X-ray technician just fucking bounces.
They do. They go behind a whole wall.
Everything's cool. All right, you're on your own. You're on your own now. Fuck off. I'm gonna go and hide around here.
Well, okay, you've broken this down to me before. So when you get radiation, it makes your cells begin to like blister and melt, or what is it?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Actually, I know we had this conversation a little bit
because we were talking about cell towers.
Yeah, it has something to do with mutating cells over time and just like pretty much tearing apart. But I can't. Let's actually just look it up.
Because isn't it? It's like
good old internet.
It's essentially that's what a microwave is doing, right? Or
yeah. Well, no. Well, microwave is speeding up the particles faster and faster to create heat, pretty much.
Which that just sounds like fucking magic to me, dude. I don't understand.
Because they're, everything, all particles and atoms or whatever are all vibrating to some degree. They move.
All right.
They're just so small you can't see it.
That's fair.
And then
that's how sound works.
And when heat is created, it's the result of those particles and atoms just moving faster and faster and faster and faster and just creating friction, know? And that's what the heat eventually creates. The microwave just makes it move faster and it creates heat that way. It's fucking weird, dude. I'm sure there's some more specifics to it that I'm missing, but what X-ray?
What does radiation do to your cells?
Oh, that's right.
It causes them to like grow tumors. Is that what it is? Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, that's part of it.
And they essentially just fucking. I thought they just like melt basically.
Oh yeah, it breaks up your DNA and tears up a lot of your natural cells, which is what results in cancer and cardiovascular disease and other health defects and shit.
That's fucking terrifying, dude. Yeah. Like. I wonder if there's like a set limit, like, and everybody else is different. Like, okay,
probably.
So like, there's like a certain amount of times that you could like get knocked out before you like start developing brain issues, like CTE and shit like that. Like I wonder if there's a certain amount of times you could get like radiated to the point now where it's like the next one makes your nose bleed or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, probably.
Right? Fuck.
At least to some degree.
How'd they figure that shit out?
I mean, cells do repair not radiation cells, radiated cells per se, but cells do duplicate and create and stuff and everything. It's true. Yes. Yeah. If a radiated cell that's not destroyed duplicates, that then cell afterwards has a higher chance of becoming a cancerous cell. Yes, 100%.
Okay.
But it's specifically the ones that get not damaged at all. If you aren't exposed, theoretically, I'm just shooting darts in the dark. You know, it's just I guess process of elimination. But theoretically speaking,
we're men of science.
If you had enough cells that weren't damaged and you had over time weren't exposed to other radiation, there's a chance that you would be able to still have cancerous cells. But a lot of the healthy cells still have been able to duplicate or, you know, keep up or something, right? I would imagine you'd have a chance, but if there's the fucking annoying ass dog. He's so cute, but just fucking kill him.
He's part of the show now.
Yeah, right. I definitely think you probably have a higher chance of just your body collapsing entirely, you know, if you're constantly being fed increments of radiation throughout a year, you know, because after a while your body is just creating cancerous cells and can't keep up anymore. So I'd imagine eventually you would just fucking pass out and shit would start going fucking down, you know,
literally like down your leg.
Yeah.
You have no control anymore.
Again, I don't know. You know, I'm not a man of science or anything, but
the fact that they have to leave the room completely. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they're giving you a little lead shield for your nutsack, but like it's not like they're standing 5 feet, 10 feet away. So I mean, like, how much of the whole room is getting fucked?
Yeah.
Isn't it better? Shouldn't they be covering your head too? In that case, like if
I don't know.
If it's to the point where the guy needs to leave the fucking room, that means I would assume that means that he's probably getting a very tiny amount of radiation, but the fact that he's going to do this 1,000 times a day means that stacks over time.
Yeah.
So might as well don't take 1% if you're gonna do 1 million of these, because that'll fucking stack.
That or it's like a precautionary.
Yeah.
Or something.
You know, but that definitely makes me think like it's like is radiation coming out in waves or is it coming out in like a straight like static beam?
I think radiation is waves.
Because if it's coming out in waves, that means it's kind of like. It's like a beam, but it's also kind of just shitting out of the sides as well and filling up the room. So everything in the room should be getting at least a percentage of radiation. So, like, wouldn't it be better if they also kind of just throw a helmet on you? Or do you think because they throw the helmet on you, more people are going to be too afraid?
My mind, sorry, I'm just typing at the same time. My mind immediately goes to radiation is energy of waves. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
cool.
so it's so if it's waves. That goes back to that, like, remember when I was really dumb and I tried to read that quantum physics book? And I was explaining the difference between, like, when you were the double slit project, where, you know, they took the two sheets, and the first sheets, they took they bit two big slits, and they threw a bunch of tennis balls at it with paint on them. And then when they moved it back, there was two straight lines where the balls would go through the first sheet to hit the other one, where there was paint. But when something is in a wave form, it's not going to come out as two straight lines. It's going to cover the entire back canvas.
Right.
So with radiation,
it's going
to splatter and cover the whole room. It's just, I guess, it's wonders how much of that of splatter it is.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like it's a precautionary in the sense that like your balls are maybe the only thing that's like deliberately sensitive. It could be damaged in this one scenario of doing an X-ray, you know.
Yeah.
But then again, that doesn't explain why the person just leaves. You know, maybe they have to monitor like something, or they
gotta like press the buttons
you
for
know,
the machine.
or I don't know.
You know, they gotta hit the shutter button.
I don't really ever go to the doctors. I just you know.
Have you had X-rays?
I'm not. When I was a baby, you know, when my feet were fucked.
It's an awful experience.
But yeah, I mean, I haven't really ever had Other than like dentist X-rays, you know, I haven't really ever had to get an X-ray for anything.
Those aren't bad, but like X-rays for like broken limbs and shit. Like the problem is that they need a picture of that broken limb,
Right?
So they have to set it and they have to get it a couple pictures from a couple different spots. You know, so they'll take like that little whatever fucking iron coin that they put on the table next to you as the reference, and then they're like, let's say you broke your wrist, so they need to have your hand like in a karate chop, and then palm face down, and then maybe palm face up.
Yikes!
So if your wrist is broken, they're moving your arm around a bunch to get these pictures. Yeah. And then once you move up and it's something like an elbow or a knee, then your range of motion's so much shorter that pain is so much more excruciating.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, fuck that shit for sure, dude. I
don't like that the guy's got to leave the room. That makes me nervous.
Yeah, it's like again, like so I haven't had any X-rays really since I was a baby.
Yeah.
Do they always go behind a wall?
Yeah.
Like always?
Yeah. I think in the dentist office, I don't know that they did that.
No.
But that's nowhere near as high power as a machine either.
The dentist office for me, they usually just go over to wherever the fucking click machine is, and you're like,
the dentist office has like the Walmart up and up version of like X-ray machines.
Right.
Like they've got like budget X-ray machines. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so I guess maybe it's just not as powerful, and maybe that's why it's not as sketch.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because like I didn't go into when I got my last X-ray at the dentist. I didn't go into like I mean, I went into another room, but it wasn't a sealed room. It was just kind of like, and like the chick that was running it was standing next to me the whole time. So she didn't leave. We didn't have to go into like a vault. But every hospital X-ray, the machine is like huge, and that dude definitely leaves the room. Yeah, they have like there's a room within it, as if you did like a dead room in a studio or whatever you call that shit.
Right.
What's that called when you build a room within a room for a studio?
Oh, it's just you're soundproofing a room.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's just it's because that's without getting into it, that's a whole other topic. But that's the only true way to completely silence and soundproof a room. Because treating a room is just treating the ambient frequencies and the ambience in a space.
Yeah.
And soundproofing is the literal prevention of sound coming in or out. You know.
Yeah.
And building a room within a room is really the only way to completely do that, unless you have like a warehouse that can do a bunch of other shit.
Yeah, because you have so many waves to break, and those lower frequencies are so much stronger.
Yeah,
that you need more things to break them up, or else they're gonna escape.
Yeah, and that's why you have bass traps in the corner, which are usually just really big foam things that just wedge into the corner of a room. Because basses, when the frequency hits the wall, it splats, as you know, because it's a waveform. And then specifically the way it hits is it drags to the corners of a room, you know, and it collects there. There's more science to why that happens. I'm not too sure, but I know that that's specifically what low-end frequencies do. So that's why bass traps always go in the corners.
I mean, I would imagine, I'm not obviously like any more educated than a high school diploma, but I would imagine it's because if it's all traveling, then it's all going and everything is pointing into a direction like it would be in a corner, then that's where everything would meet. If it's like rolling, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I could see why it would all collect into a corner.
Yeah, because the higher frequencies are easier to break and they're thinner, so they just kind of just stop and they pierce through a wall more since they're so tight, you know? But
the lower
they don't
ones
go
are like
very far,
spreading and bouncing and pushing through. Like it's like if you were to like try to. No, that's not a good analogy. I was thinking about like this. Doesn't make sense. I was thinking about like water, trying to push water when you have a little bit of air. The water will always move around the air. But you know,
I was trying.
No, it didn't make
sense.
Dude,
no, you are correct with with how the frequencies work. You know, I wouldn't say that you're dumb. No, that is the correct way to think of how audio frequencies hit against like surfaces,
that's
right?
Fair,
you know,
fair.
so you know. Analogies are all just fucking. We're not poets, so
that's
you know.
true. All right, but yeah, fuck, dude. Okay, but here's the thing. Okay, so even if an X-ray is sketch, the guy puts the thing on your nutsack. He goes into a shelter to work the machine. You're still not gonna say no to an X-ray,
right?
Because if you're getting an X-ray, something's wrong. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you just kind of have to now you just have to accept this.
Yeah, you just deal with it.
So if anything, The Shine is a bad person for bringing this up.
What?
Well, because now everybody that's going to get an X-ray is going to think about quantum physics and waveforms and how they're getting radiated.
They're putting 5G in my body.
Yeah. Yeah, you just started this as the fucking InfoWars. Brought to you by Thickness in the Shine.
That's good though. I never really thought about that, so that's a good point.
I never fucking thought about that shit either.
I do enjoy how you framed that, especially too.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, they put it on your balls.
They do put it right on your
and
fucking
then
balls.
they leave, bro.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Anyways,
Well, I wonder. They probably didn't put it on balls for a while, and then there was like a surplus. I wonder, like the first year people started getting X-ray, that there was like a huge surplus of like people that were mentally handicapped being born and shit, or radiated, or just fucked up some way.
yeah, or just probably people with testicular cancer.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
That's
why are
definitely
you
a
gonna
thing.
go immediately to like their children are retarded?
yeah. We go straight for mutants. That's what I like to think. I'm going deeper. I don't like thinking about ball cancer. It sounds horrible.
Yeah, because that's probably the most likely scenario, unfortunately.
Bro, okay, let's talk about some likely scenarios. So I was out on a hike this week. Not a hike. I always say I go on a hike. And it's really I'm just going to a big park. You know what I'm saying? I'm not fucking I'm not climbing the trails of the fucking Appalachian. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just
I don't think most people are doing that.
no, I don't think most people are either when they say they're going on a hike. You know what I'm saying? I think we're all just going on walks, but we're from California.
Appalachians, hell,
Yeah.
state park.
Nature park.
Yeah.
Driveway. Fucking yeah, no. I but like so I'm out there. I'm at this really nice park. And it's kind of like the park isn't huge, but it's all on this hill. And there's like 20 trail, not 20. There's like 10 trails. And they're all going up this hill to the top, but in different ways. So you just kind of get to like play around and climbing up and down a hill all day.
That's cool.
And yeah, and I saw what looked like a golden retriever mixed with like a Dachshund, like a wiener dog.
Wait, hold on. Sorry. One more time? Say
Yeah,
that again?
yeah, exactly. You should be fucking skeptical and confused. I saw a golden retriever mixed with what looked like it must have been a Dachshund, like a wiener dog.
Oh,
It was a Dachshund body.
I have seen those before, actually.
Yeah, it's a Dachshund body. It's real low to the ground and long, tiny little legs. Golden retriever head. And
That sounds weird. I've seen cuter versions of that.
somebody has to help them fuck, is what I'm saying. That's what I'm thinking here. Those two aren't going at it on their own. Because one, here's the thing. All right, so let's say golden retriever is the man and wiener dog's the lady.
Yeah.
That's way too low down. He's not getting in there.
I mean, I think you underestimate how horny dogs are, bro.
I guess if like the wiener dog's a dude, I guess he could mount the golden
Dude,
retriever.
some
if it's
dogs
like
just don't
laying
give
down.
a fuck, dude. They'll sit there until they finally get in. They'll
Oh,
dry
yeah,
hump
they'll-
until they
they'll come
finally
on a
thrust
fucking-
in once. Yeah.
That's true. They'll just come on the back of their fucking
It's
leg.
it's like a switch. They just kind of assume the position and their just body just starts fucking moving, dude.
Yeah.
Like
How do you see your wiener dog going at it with a golden retriever and not stop it though? Like,
yeah,
Like, whoa,
seriously.
whoa.
Seriously.
I don't know about all this. You guys need to calm down.
This is too much for sure. I mean,
Because like my mind quickly went to like the thought of somebody thinking that was cute, and then holding.
watching animals fuck?
No, like
Oh,
somebody thought of the idea of like a wiener dog golden retriever hybrid, and then I thought like, well, that means they would have to like scoop their hand under the lower half of the wiener dog to get it up to height for the golden retriever. And then, like, just like petting the golden retriever if it's throwing pipe into
I think
this
they do
fucking-
that for horse too.
Horses, I think that's isn't that artificial insemination? Don't they just jerk off the horse and then throw the fucking cum
I've
in
seen
with like
people
a
do
turkey
that
baster?
too, but I've also seen fucking people literally just like
Oh, they help
have
line it up.
Where they literally
Yeah.
just like guide. All right, big guy, just
called
couple
helping a
more
brother
feet,
out, yeah.
couple more feet forward.
Yeah, it's just big old hard
Little
dick,
to the right, little to the
two
left.
legging it. Yeah.
He's just freaking out because he's pumped full of whatever bullshit. Because they definitely
Yeah,
like
it's breeding horses.
they
yeah.
set up the day for sure. I know that like farmers, maybe not. Maybe it's just the fucking wild YouTube videos I was watching, but they had like this what is it
Are these the rabbit holes you go down in
what
YouTube?
do they call? These are the many things that go down on YouTube. But what is it called? Where like is it the stud? No.
Yeah.
Is it the stud? Is what they call the male horse?
I think
And
the female's like the mare.
Yeah, and so they were
Stallion.
they were a pair, and I guess like they like had the whole like where they would see each other every fucking day for a month and build like the fucking tension and shit,
adorable,
you know.
yeah.
So that way so when they are ready to go fuck, you know, that it's not a fucking ordeal, that they can just get it over with. They don't have to coerce them into shit, you know. But I mean, like I don't know if they do the fucking. Do they like literally just fucking whack off a fucking horse and they all right, here you go, buddy. This is your husband's bullshit, you know, and then make a baby that way.
Yeah,
I mean that
I
makes
think
sense.
They do that with cows too.
It's probably more efficient, honestly.
Yeah. Dude, imagine with cows like how much damage that could be done in that act.
Yeah.
God damn,
they're too big.
Their legs are so skinny and their bodies are so big. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, something about like
This
cows.
is an odd topic that we have transcended
That's
onto.
true. Something about cows and horses though, like I just like their legs are so skinny that I feel like it's almost always over for them.
Yeah.
Like every time I see a horse fall, I assume that horse is now dead. Every time.
Yeah.
Like, every time.
Yeah.
If I see a horse fall, I'm like, yep, its leg's broken. Somebody's gonna have to shoot it in the face. And then it gets up and I'm just like always amazed. Like, whoa, this horse is fine. Yeah, like, right on. Maybe he knows he's gonna be shot and he's walking it off.
Yeah, it's like when you see those trained horses for movies and shit, you know?
Yeah.
And then you see the ones that like eat shit that they have to do it a couple of times
I
and they
love that,
fall and stuff. You're just like, how can this horse like just do this? Like consistently just slam into another horse and then just probably honestly there's a big issue with that, I imagine, somewhere.
Yeah.
You know?
That's the Milo and Otis clause. You gotta go film in Japan or something.
Yeah.
You have to go where it's okay to just slaughter animals for the sake of art. Dude, I remember when Katie told me about Milo and Otis, that was one of the saddest and funniest days. Can we look up the numbers of how many animals died in Milo and Otis?
Yeah.
I know it's significantly more cats, but I know that a lot of animals had to die to make that very cute movie.
Let's see. 20 kittens were killed during its production, and one cat's paw was intentionally broken.
That's pretty dope. What about the pugs? How many pugs died?
Let's see.
Did the pug survive it? Wasn't there a pug versus bear fight scene? How many bugs did they feed to that bear until it was sufficed enough to do a scene?
Hold on.
Oh my god. 20. Oh, that one says about 30.
Where?
That one that you're hovering over, IMDb.
Yeah.
Whoa.
We need to get some video going for this show so people can see what we're looking at.
Yeah, it's true. About 30 kittens were killed during the shooting, and the most terrible thing is that most of them were killed deliberately. Yeah, because I think there's a scene where like the cat falls off like a waterfall,
and they all follow it, or
no? I think they just to get the scene, they threw a cat off of a waterfall.
Some sick fuckers wanted to throw 30 kittens off of a waterfall.
That's what it was, dude. Because like they didn't CGI any of it. Like there were scenes where they're like walking through snowstorms, and like they just did that. They just made the animal walk through a fucking snowstorm as like a kitten, and then it would just die, and they'd just be like, well, get the box. You know what I'm saying? You
That's
just grab
wild.
another one, and then there's definitely a scene where like I'm pretty sure it's the cat falls off the waterfall, and they had to just keep throwing cats off the waterfall to get the shot.
Yeah, this is. I mean, I'm sure that there is many. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Distasteful.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there's many like agencies that deal with this shit now for like movie animals and shit,
Yeah.
So
yeah, well,
I'm sure it's way different
nowadays.
now.
This was 86.
Yeah. So
That's so awesome, dude. Our whole generation loved a movie that was awful.
and just ruined everyone's
Yeah.
point.
I hope somebody.
Some
I
people
hope
might
somebody.
not care.
Yeah, I hope somebody was listening to this episode and didn't know that shit.
Yeah, and I hope that they really loved that movie, and now they're just second guessing everything they have known.
Yeah, that or they still love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you still love that movie, you might be crazy.
Yeah. Fuck, dude. All right, so let's see what else we got on the list here. Oh, okay. So this is dope. I was reading David Goggins' books, and by reading I mean I was listening to the audiobook. Because reading is for fucking people who don't have shit to do.
Yeah. I wish I could read more consistently. I just don't have the attention span for it.
I was thinking about this the other day. Yeah, you get smarter by reading, physically reading, moving your eyes across the page.
Sure.
But also, it's like, you don't have anything else to do that you could sit here and commit hours to this book.
Yeah,
I mean, you can't multitask. Here's the thing: if you're watching TV for hours, that's not great for you.
No,
but you can multitask.
Sure.
There's no multitasking with a book. Some people try to walk while reading. I think that is dangerous as fuck. I think that's as dangerous as riding a bike. Because just like as a bike, you can fall down at any time, and by going that fast, there's potentially quite a bit of damage you can do.
Right.
So there's the danger in bicycling. But for the most part, you'll go out 100 times and probably only get hurt once. Reading and walking, I think your chances of getting hurt are higher. Because I don't think you're not going to make some crazy impact going 35 miles per hour down a hill. I think you're way more likely to walk into traffic or to another person or a person on a bicycle.
I mean,
because if it's a good book, I mean, you're supposed to get immersed.
Right. But also, we're looking at this from a perspective of not consistent readers.
Yeah.
And I knew people who literally can read like 400-page books in like 2 days, you know, like, and the way that they read is like more natural to them, so that they're able to kind of comprehend what they're reading while also still being aware of surroundings, you know? Like, I would need to be on the side of like being a very consistent reader, you know, to really know what that's like, you know? Because there's
but if you think about it, we're all consistent readers.
Right, but not like bookworms, you know. I definitely knew people that like it's way different, you know, like it's their version of listening to something where we can listen to a TV show and comprehend it while doing other things.
Yeah.
They can like skim through an entire page, still comprehend it, and be aware of their surroundings, you know.
Do you think
I don't know.
Your average 17-year-old today has read more than most philosophers?
Average?
Yeah.
No.
Not through Facebook statuses and Twitters.
Oh, if you're talking
comments.
like reading as
I'm
like
talking overall words.
Yeah.
I think your average person reads more than any bookworm before the internet.
Probably.
Purely
honestly.
based on just the fact that you're always staring at a screen.
Yeah, probably. I wouldn't say they're as.
I'm not saying they're as intelligent.
Well, no. Yeah. Like
filth
I
all the
don't
time.
think they're like academically like more consistent readers. But
No, but like I think as a people, we're all reading quite a bit more. But fucking, what was I bringing up? Why was I hating on reading? Oh no, I was hating on reading because I can't read while I'm at work because I'm driving.
Yeah, fair.
You know what I'm saying? So I can audiobook all day.
Yeah.
So I was listening to David Goggins' book, trying to pull.
The man.
Dude, first of all,
he's crazy.
That guy's nuts.
He's fucking insane.
That guy's fucking literally nuts.
Yeah.
He went through whatever it was called, boot camp for the Navy SEALs. It's got an actual word for it though. MEPS? I don't remember. He went through that shit 3 times.
I think isn't MEPS where you go to get your physical and health shit and everything?
I don't remember.
Oh.
Honestly, because the reason I brought this up is because I was listening to the book and the book was good, but then the man came out with the book.
The man.
The fucking man, Seth Rogen.
Oh shit! Okay.
He came out with an audiobook.
Nice.
On the 14th, Friday.
Nice.
And I immediately downloaded it and stopped listening to David Goggins on the spot.
Because David Goggins is cool, but he's all shock value. You know,
it's
like
I get that he's a superhuman.
Yeah.
But
dude's wild.
That's not relatable.
No,
it's more just like you said. Like I'll give it to shock value because he's incredibly impressive, but at the same time, it's like, dude, I'm not doing that.
Right.
I'm not running 100 miles on 2 broken legs. You savage.
Yeah,
you are not a human.
I love his message of be better, do better. You know,
like don't take motivation from this, do better.
Yeah, just motivate yourself. I
hard.
value that 100%. As far as not even just being hard, just motivate yourself. You know, be driven. You know, that I vibe with for sure. But all the motherfuckers out there that are like, oh yeah, Dave Goggins, I model my life after him. I'm gonna be a fucking Marine. I'm like, you are such a fucking pansy, and I can already tell.
You're never gonna be fucking David Goggins. That's not even a human.
Like if you're using him as an anchor, yes, that's like you can use his influence. But if that's all you talk about and that's all you're gonna be, it's like I can already tell that you're gonna bitch out and like You know, because it's not your own found drive.
Plus, like,
it's somebody else's drive.
Those people don't understand like the amount of trauma that had to come to create a David Goggins.
Yeah. That man
David
went
Goggins
through
doesn't come
much.
from like you don't get that from just like a well-sustained family environment. You get that from when your dad's a pimp that runs a nightclub and beats your family.
Yeah.
And no, he's a fucking superhuman. And I admire the hell out of him, but at the same time, I don't relate to him whatsoever. I can't. I want to. It would be cool if I could. I do not.
Yeah.
And I have I have soldier friends that love David Goggins, and they do, and good for them.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Not me. I relate to Seth Rogen. I much more relate to Seth Rogen, an actual human being that smokes pot and likes to laugh. And dude, his book was so great. I'm not done with it, but I'm almost done with it. And it's so good because it's an audiobook only, and it has a cast. So I already kind of knew quite a bit about Seth Rogen from interviews because he's just one of the greats. And a lot of people didn't know like Superbad was based on his life in high school. So he was actually Jonah Hill. But by the time they made that script when they were young, by the time it was actually getting produced, he was too old to play that character. That's why he played the cop in Superbad.
Sure.
But his friends were actually named Evan and Fogel in high school. And so the book is kind of like, it's an autobiography called Yearbook. And because Superbad and Good Boys and all that shit is loosely based around his life, listening to his life story is like if Superbad was a series. You know what I'm saying? It's as somebody took you through Superbad, but all the way from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? And then obviously much more because he's not just that. But like, it's just so cool to like, and then like some of the other things like 8 Mile, he read for the part of Cheddar Bob, which is hilarious, and so did Jason Segel. And him and Jason Segel both had to audition for Cheddar Bob, and they had to audition for the part. They had to bring in somebody to read for the lines of Eminem. So it was Jason Segel and Seth Rogen pretending to be Detroit rappers to do this audition, and they kept making each other laugh every time they would speak, to the point where they excused themselves from the audition and left. And I fucking love that. I love it because, one, I love hearing when a movie from our childhood or whatsoever that I liked, who could have potentially been in the role, who was in the audition room for that. Because, like, you know, it's like when you, like, most people, like, the best example is like, oh, Chris Farley was supposed to be Shrek. It's like,
right.
That's fucking dope. Like, then you get to imagine, like, oh, what if Farley was Shrek? When I think of, like, what if Seth Rogen was Cheddar Bob? It just would have never worked.
Yeah.
I can't see Seth Rogen angry, for one. He couldn't. I don't think he could have pulled off the fro. I think he probably. I'm sure they would have made him skin cap or shave it down. And then he wouldn't have been like Cheddar Bob was. You know, he was kind of funny and bouncing around, but Seth Rogen's a whole different kind of funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a different energy.
Yeah. I agree. His vibe he puts off is definitely I'm not sure would fit for sure. You know, but I mean, then again, like that's acting in a nutshell, is creating a different vibe and energy in general. You know?
And it was such a good book that I wanted to bring it up on the show because like it just came out, so a lot of people don't even know about it. It's called Yearbook. It's only an audiobook.
Nice.
And then because like, you know, they'll be like when he's telling his life story. So for little scenes that'll be like, you know, I said this person said this. He actually has a cast who are doing those voices. And like for the cast, he had Tommy Chong, he had Jason Segel, he has Nick Kroll, and a lot of other people too. So it's just like it's a book, and he's narrating the book, but occasionally there's a scene in the book where a character is coming across another character, and then all of a sudden you get to hear a voice of somebody that you already know, and you're like, that's fucking cool. Was that Nick Kroll? Like he talks about going to like a nude beach to buy pot, and like they find this old hippie who's naked wearing nothing but a fanny pack.
Nice.
And like the guy's all leathery and old, and he's a pot dealer, and then the voice is Tommy Chong.
His pot is in the fucking
it's
fanny
in the fanny pack.
Of course.
It says it's covering the top third of his dick.
Yeah. Oh, it's funny as fuck.
But then you get to he's describing the fucking this old hippie, and then the hippie speaks and it's Tommy Chong, and you're like, oh fuck, dude,
Yeah.
Tommy Chong is the hippie. That's fucking dope.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
good for you, Seth Rogen.
Yeah. He knows his casts for sure.
I think it's one of those things where like Edward Norton too. So Edward Norton had that movie Motherless Brooklyn, and a lot of people, including like Bruce Willis, worked for cheap, if not free, on that movie because Edward Norton was always such a nice guy and always said one day he was gonna have a movie. That throughout his career, he ran into all these people and they said like, well, one day you'll make that and I'll come work for you for like free. So like I feel like Seth Rogen is just like one of those awesome guys to where people were like itching to just come do this 3 or 4 word part in his audiobook. You know what I'm saying? Probably for free because it's only a couple words. Like I don't think Nick Kroll pressed Seth Rogen for $100,000
Probably
to read 5 words. I think he was just like, "What? I get to be in this for you, dude? Of course!" Like,
yeah. It's a friendship kind of thing,
or at least we'd like to hope.
Yeah. I mean, we will never know for sure, right?
True,
but
true.
It'd be nice.
You'd like to hope that, like, because especially with comedy, right? Like when you try to get your friends, like when your friends start getting careers and they start getting skills, and therefore, if you need that skill, you go to that friend, because for one, you get to put money in your friend's pocket, potentially under the table, no taxes. And 2, because if your friend is helping you out, it's probably going to be a little cheaper for everybody. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to something like comedy, it's like you're just going over there and telling jokes. You know, like you're saying some ha-has. And especially when it comes to just like reading something, a voiceover that you didn't even have to create yourself, like... It's crazy to me to think of even wanting money for that. Yeah. If it's for like a friend, especially just being like if I'm a plumber, or no, let's say like I have a plumbing issue, my buddy's a plumber, I'm not expecting my plumber buddy to come over and fix it for free, and therefore if I was a plumber and he needed an issue fixed, I wouldn't expect that I'm going over there to fix it for free because that's not how this works.
Right.
But when it comes to like comedy, I don't know, it just seems so weird because it's like, what are you really doing?
Yeah, I mean...
Like, if you're giving somebody your jokes that aren't on a special and it's going to be recorded and put out to the world, then now those jokes aren't as crisp or new, therefore people may have heard them already, and then that's a deterrent. But if it's just like, can you help me out by reading 6 lines in this audiobook for me? It's like, I'd hope that you'd just be like, yeah, dude, I'll just do that. Like, it's only going to take me like 20 minutes out of my day, and I fucking love you. Like, let's go.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, when it comes
if it takes
to
an hour.
When it comes to like a friend thing, homie to homie, I would for sure agree.
And that's why like Seth Rogen's so nice. That's why I think all these people probably just did it.
Yeah. But I will say though, like doing that for a job, getting paid, as you say, like getting paid for it, outside of friends, the voice acting in general, whether it's for comedy or an ad or a game or whatever the fuck, that shit is extremely demanding.
Yes.
It is a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong, but I think people forget that that is a very, very not only difficult job because you have to be the master of your own voice and be able to take a single line and flip it, twist it, change it up tonally, slow down your pacing, your diction has to change in certain scenarios, like, and you do it over and over and over and over, and you just keep fucking grinding it out, and after a while, dude, that shit gets fucking draining, because, it's just something that you have to kind of experience, because it's one thing when you're just fucking around having fun and you're kind of doing it inconsistently, it doesn't matter. But when you have to like actually lock in, and you're trying to do something for a product, that's when I just definitely put in the respect for voice actors for sure. And like the pay that they get is definitely worth it, because usually the people who get high quality work, that get paid for games, this high mainstream stuff, they usually are not only have unique voices, but are like extremely consistent in studio work and like sitting there having the game or whatever you're voice acting to on a screen, and they're taking directions from a director as they're acting,
But then what do you think about like the actors who will do voice acting on the side and they love it because of like how much easier it is for them? They're not necessarily having to bend and play characters as much though, because they probably get to come on as themselves.
Yeah.
More.
Yeah, I actually have watched an interview about that, where the actors who have become voice actors and vice versa talk about that.
Yeah.
And the consensus really was that they're almost two completely different animals, and it's like having to learn how to skateboard versus riding a bike, you know? Same kind of locomotion, same kind of mentality.
There's wheels.
But how it's applied is actually vastly different. And I can't remember, he's like this B-list actor, but he was talking about how he went to go do voice work for a little bit on the side too, thinking that it would be a nice break, and finding that he had to completely reevaluate how he read lines, because all the acting is in the voice and it's in the expressions and it's in how you say things. And he's just like, oh, I thought I could just walk in and just say shit, you know, but it's really, so it's like
it's acting without the actor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's comparable, yet at the same time, like it's different, you know. So man, I respect voice actors a lot, just because having to come up with a new way of saying something over and over again and keep it interesting, you know, for all of your gigs that you do, whether it's a character or just a regular ad, you know, like that's just fucking taxing after a while. You know, I don't know, I can't imagine doing that every day for a life.
But then we compare that to a plumber, and I would rather be a voice actor every single day.
Of course, it's entertainment. You know, entertainment has glamour to it. You know,
actually, I'd take voice acting over most things in entertainment.
Yeah,
you wouldn't. Come on, that'd be really chill. First of all, you get to be famous without being famous. Nobody's gonna know what you look like for the most part, unless they're really into it.
Yeah, you have actual dedicated fans, and then just 100%.
You know, like everybody loves SpongeBob. Nobody's pointing out that Steven Hilberg or whatever his guy's name was. Rest in peace. I think he's been dead.
Yeah, obviously that's like, of course. You know, I think everybody's gonna choose the entertainment world over everything.
No, I'm talking about in the entertainment world specifically.
But yeah, I mean, but you're comparing between plumbers and voice actors.
Oh well, yeah.
Right?
If it's labor over voice actor, you're going fucking
easy
voice actor.
100%.
But I'm saying if it was voice actor over actor, I think I would still go voice actor.
Me personally, because I would want my agency. You know, I would want my privacy and stuff like that. I know a lot of people would probably take actor, though, because people want that spotlight. They want the fame. They want the glamour. But again, I also think people really,
we're all just so special.
We're so used to seeing the glam. You know, again, I keep saying it, but the exciting part of entertainment. You know, and especially being an actor. You know, like an actor, like I don't want to say a real actor, because voice actors are actors too, but a live action actor, whatever the fuck you want to call it. These motherfuckers have to work hard, bro. You know, like depending on what movie you're in, show you're in, you know, like the behind the scenes.
If you're like specific roles, if you want to be a lead, you got to be in incredible shape.
Well, also like the memorization process of like your lines and knowing how to like. You should be able to. It's like reading a book and then somebody saying a page and you knowing immediately what's on that page. You know, that level of memorization.
Also,
just
imagine right now somebody told you like you need to be 0% body fat on top of all this other shit.
Well, I think that depends on the movie.
Well, yeah, but like if you're gonna be a lead, we gotta sell these movies, bro. I'm not getting a fucking lead. You know what I'm saying? I could be funny fat guy, side character, hilarious, great. Maybe people like me more than the lead. But if you want to be the lead, you gotta be pretty fuckable. You know what I'm saying? Unless the theme is how not fuckable you are.
Right. I think it just depends on genre at that point, really. You know.
Okay, I guess not horror movies, because horror movies is about budgets, and it's more about the producers and directors. It's less about the actors, right? Because actors, I think with horror movies, like I've heard that directors usually start in horror and porn because it's the lowest budget. And because it's not about the actors, you can hire newer, younger actors. So I guess not in that. But if it comes to, I mean, everything else, I mean, you got to be pretty fucking hot, right? Can you imagine if Tom Cruise is just like a pudgy dude? He's not doing Mission Impossible.
Yeah. I'd have to like think through on some of the games, because I can't pull any top of my head.
Think of a genre
I also
where
can't
it doesn't matter if the lead is attractive.
I also just can't think of any movies that I just
where it's not full of attractive people.
Well, where it's full of not attractive people in general. You know, like
Yeah.
But vice versa, I also don't remember.
Well, because we don't want to look at unattractive people.
Well, it's like, I guess I never really thought about it, but I also don't. I'm not ever watching movies and go like, "Oh, that person's attractive." It just, I'm just watching the movie. You know.
Yeah. But if somebody was butt ass ugly, you would definitely notice it.
I mean, if they were doing a slow pan up on the fucking shot and showing, look at this fat motherfucker, yeah, he got rolls, man, of course,
where's that guy looking?
But I'd be like, I think it depends on how you shoot it, how what the involvement in the scene is, and I think there's a little more to it than yes, I think you're right. There is you gotta have a sexy lead and everything in order to because sex sells, right? Yes. But I think there is a little bit of puzzle nuance to it as well, presentation and.
I think it's like this, right? Pretty much anybody could probably be a shitty actor.
Yeah.
Right. Anybody can at least remember enough lines if you told them their life depended on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So. When it comes down to everybody can at least remember the lines, you're coming down to two things really: charisma and attractiveness. Mm-hmm. So now, if it's coming down to two people that are both very charismatic, and one's way more attractive than the other, I think probably you're gonna go with the more attractive one because just that's another selling point. Mm-hmm. So I think that's why we see everybody's at the top is because it's not probably that crazy hard to get good at acting.
Yeah.
If your life depended on it, you get good at acting.
Yeah.
Like if I told you I need you to get down to 0% body fat, but also this contract is worth millions of dollars, you're gonna get down to 0% body fat.
Yeah, you're gonna spend the money and hire somebody to get you there.
But also just imagine the work alone that takes is what my whole point was. Just the thought, because never mind blocking, never mind memorizing all the lines or fucking
the actual
long
work
days
of it,
sitting on a set doing absolutely nothing, or if you're
everything.
a lead, you're doing everything all day. You have to stay on top of that, but also you're miserable because you're not eating and you're exercising fucking double days.
You have to assume a different persona entirely.
Yeah, you don't get to be yourself
despite being upset,
dude. And then think about that: if you're an actor and everybody loves you, they don't love you; they love the characters you were playing.
Yeah, people
don't love Robert Downey Jr. I admire him as an actor very much, but I don't know him as a fucking person.
Right.
I don't know what he's like. I don't know who he would be if he and I were in the same room. I love Tony Stark. I think that guy's fucking cool. I loved his character in Charlie Bartlett. So I feel like every actor must know to a certain extent that love isn't for them.
I mean, yes and no. I think it depends on the mentality of the person.
If you're a legend, then people probably love you. People like Bill Murray. You know what I'm saying? I guess I'll give it to Robert Downey Jr. But if you're somebody who's had one character, let's say one, you're fucking James Earl Jones. You're Darth Vader.
Yeah.
People don't love James Earl Jones, bro. They love Darth Vader. You know what I'm saying? So if you've only had one big role and it was big enough to acquire you fame, there must be a empty feeling in that.
Probably.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, it's also
they don't love you. They love Corky or whatever your fucking name was.
I mean, I guess it depends on mentality of the person. If that's something they care about, then probably.
Well, that's why they're there. Of course they care about it. They're narcissists.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe
to put yourself in that level of spotlight, you must crave attention. That or you're just fucking a savant when it comes to acting. And put you there.
I definitely feel the desire for the passion of the art.
Yes.
Having done theater. You know me. I don't really enjoy being in front of a camera. I'd say I don't hate it.
Yeah.
If you give me lines to do a character, I'm gonna fucking nail it.
Yeah.
But I'm not chasing after a spotlight. I liked the acting, the theater aspect personally. From the art side of it, I enjoyed assuming a persona that I was not.
Yes.
It was freeing in a sense, right?
Yeah.
Because for me, it's like a switch. If you're like, "Oh, Thomas, go do this funny act with this character," I'm gonna be like, "Just give me some time," But if you shove me out on the stage and just just go and people are eyes on, like it's like it just turns on, like you just transform into a different person,
Yeah, but here's the thing.
And
here's the thing, though, is like you've experienced it, and you didn't go for it as your life dream and career.
True.
So like I feel like if you were to really enjoy the art, like which both of us do, because I really enjoyed it too. To really want to put yourself in that spotlight, you're gonna have to want that attention.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you don't want that attention, you just won't do it. You'll go your route and find your way into the industry that's not in front of a camera. But to want to be in front of a camera, I think you kind of want to be there.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
you want attention. It's
I don't know. I think we'd have to. I think what sounds like we need to go find ourselves somebody who is an actor that's
if they're. Yeah, that's gonna be a fucking
like
pain in the ass.
not
if
like
it's a young actor, they're gonna be a total cunt. And fucking.
We need to find somebody who has a couple decent independent freelance
need to get
under their
Tom
belt.
Hanks, dude.
Jesus Christ.
We need to get Tom Hanks.
Shoot for the stars, baby.
Dude,
Let's go.
He's from the city. He's from the same city as us. He's from here. He went to high school just down the road.
That's
Tom
true.
Hanks, you know what? No, we need to get Chet Hanks.
I don't even. What?
You don't know Chet Hanks?
No.
White Boy Summer?
No.
Oh my god, dude. So Tom Hanks has 2 kids. It's Chet and then the fucking cuck.
Oh, that's a dope ass name, actually.
Oh yeah, bro. He's a dope ass man. Oh my god, dude.
Chet.
So so one of them I think is like an NCIS. He's like an established actor. Like if you saw him, you'd be like, okay, I've seen that face. The other one is just kind of like some burnout rich kid, white boy covered in tattoos, and he came out with a fucking music video called "White Boy Summer," where he's just slapping a bunch of ass and pouring champagne all over the place.
Nice.
He's just doing rich white kid things.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Of course.
And I think he would be way more achievable probably than Tom Hanks.
Yeah, he would give a fuck for sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, call him up, bro.
Yeah, we'll try to get a hold of Chet Hanks. We're gonna try to get Chet Hanks on the show. Yeah,
that'd be wild, dude.
If not, we'll go for Tom. We'll go for Tom first.
Yeah. We'll say, we'll reach out to Chet and be like, hey, is your father available?
Is he still hiding in Greece for being a pedophile? Is Tom Hanks back in America yet?
Oh,
Isn't that a thing? Didn't that why everybody called him a pedophile and he moved to Greece or something?
I don't know.
I
do not follow
Hanks.
that mainstream social at all.
I guess since this is something that gets plastered onto the wall of the internet forever, I should say that if he is a pedophile, it's terrible. But other than that, if he's not a pedophile, I love Tom Hanks. It's fucking great.
Just to be clear.
Yeah.
You know
what I'm saying? If he's not a kid toucher, Forrest Gump, great movie. The Terminal, great movie.
Yeah, if he's a kitty toucher, sorry, buddy.
Horrible movies.
Terrible movies.
Oh, worst fucking movies ever.
Yeah.
Film this poor handicapped gentleman. Him.
Discrimination.
His mom was a whore.
It's taking advantage.
I think they should have left that boy alone. Nobody should.
But if he isn't, dude, iconic, bro.
Dude, what a fucking heartwarming story.
I know.
That anybody can do anything.
I know, dude. Just it really gives the light to the
He's handicapped in leg braces. And then next thing you know, he's running through the fucking football stadium and playing one-person ping pong with a bullet in his ass.
Yeah.
He was a goddamn champion.
Yep. You know, but
if he was a kitty toucher, that's fucked up, man. Don't film handicapped people. I don't think we should be putting them on spectacle.
You should be ashamed. You should be ashamed.
Why are we making spectacles out of handicapped
Why are we
people?
making money off of handicapped people?
That's not right. That's not right, bro. And I feel like that's intellectual appropriation.
Yes.
Not cultural appropriation, intellectual.
Man.
You're appropriating the culture of retards, Tom Hanks, and that is not okay.
We're breaking headlines here, bro.
Yeah, no, I think we need to take him down. But didn't touch kids? Fucking
excellent.
Great.
You're great, man. Great man.
Yeah. Life is like a box of chocolates, Tom Hanks. Yes, it is. It's a fucking beautiful variety pack.
It's worse too is he's had plenty of other movies that were just as good.
I thought The Terminal was a really good fucking movie. Did you see that one?
Yeah.
He's from some fucking random Middle Eastern country that goes to a civil war while he's in the air.
Yeah, everyone talks about what is that one where he crashes on the island?
Saving Private Ryan.
That's not what I was talking about, but yeah.
I don't know. What's that one?
No, it's the one
one where he screams Wilson.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's fucking.
Oh God!
Platoon.
Why can't I? No. Why can't I remember what that movie
I
is
don't
called?
fucking remember that movie. shit either.
Stranded? No.
Everybody listening to this knows
Shit,
too.
dude. What the
Just
fuck?
Google fucking Tom Hanks real quick.
Okay,
we got 11 minutes.
Let's see. Hold
on. I like that. Let's see.
Tom Hanks.
That's not.
I'm just gonna put Wilson in
Yeah,
and see
yeah,
what
there you
comes
go.
up.
Chuck Nolan and Castaway.
Castaway. God, fuck.
Okay,
I
yeah,
knew
yeah.
that too. God damn it.
Wilson the volleyball.
Yeah,
has
that
his
one was
own
really
IMDb.
good.
Wilson the volleyball has his own IMDb page.
Oh,
That's
does he? Oh, he does. Is he in anything?
I'm not gonna lie, dude. I never saw fucking Castaway.
Really?
Nah, it was one of those movies where like the internet told it for you.
Oh yeah,
Like-
yeah.
like-
It's good.
Like Star Wars. I've never seen any of the Star Wars movies, but I don't know a single person who's seen all those movies that has told me that Robot Chicken and Family Guy didn't tell me everything I needed to know.
Yeah, it's fair. You know the movie for sure.
You know everything.
I will
all the
say-
iconic scenes were spread out. At least between
Oh yeah.
between Family Guy and Robot Chicken, I feel like they must have gotten all the iconic
Yeah.
scenes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I think it's worth watching at least once though, just because
I watched the fourth one, which is the first one, right?
What?
The one from like the 80s, the very first Star Wars movies or 70s or whatever.
Oh, I was still talking about Castaway.
Oh, Castaway?
I was like, there's 4, there's 3 other movies.
yeah.
What the fuck?
He just keeps getting put on different islands.
By the 4th island, he's like, son of a bitch.
Or maybe it's not Tom Hanks, but it's the same island, and people just keep getting
Oh yeah,
stranded there.
that would be interesting.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
There's something
But
about the island.
There's
Like,
something more comical
it's
about
like the
him.
Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah, but there's something more comical about
yeah.
Tom Hanks getting stranded on the same island or a
Yeah.
different island.
He stays in the
4
military
different
or whatever.
times.
It just fucking keeps going into plane crashes and boating accidents and stuff.
Oh my god, that's a bad luck,
Fucking
man.
poor Tom Hanks.
Oh man, but no,
And now
he
he's in
did,
Greece.
he
That's
did
an
a great
island.
job. He did a great job in that movie. But
Yeah.
are you saying you haven't seen Star Wars either?
No.
That's fair. I mean, a lot of people haven't.
I saw a part of the fourth one, right? Which is the first one again. And like there's like a scene where like the orange jumpsuit fella lands in the swamp with his robot, and then they run across the
jumpsuit fella.
and then they run across that
Oh,
green,
no.
that old green asshole, and
Okay.
yada.
I was like,
fucking-
you're doing this on purpose now.
yeah, dude. But yeah, so okay, no, so fucking jumpsuit's talking to the green robot, and I mean not green robot, but green guy, and fucking robot's standing with him, right? And green guy doesn't recognize the robot. But if the first 3 movies were supposed to be before 4, 5, and 6, right? So the prequels, if those are prequels, then Yoda and the fucking robot have met plenty of times. So then why in the fourth one, which is not a prequel, he just doesn't like even recognize him? He's like not paying attention to him. Is it just that there's hella different of that robot and he doesn't think it's the same one?
No, I don't. I'd have to go rewatch and to really confirm because I like Star Wars. I'm not a fucking.
That's fair.
Crazy fucking. I know everything about the lore.
I've
You know,
asked
I
other Star Wars
couldn't
people.
tell you.
I've asked other Star Wars people, and on the spot, they couldn't give me an answer.
But I think,
it's like Mexicans with Santa.
yeah, I think it because in the fourth one he was a little bit off as rocker. He Jedi
Because he's old.
Well, the Jedi Council has been destroyed. The Jedi Empire collapsed. This is a couple years afterwards, right? And Luke finds him in orange jumpsuit asshole guy, as you say, finds him on whatever the fucking planet. So some Star Wars fans on this listening to us right now is just fucking reeing in their car, just freaking out because I'm just nailing all the wrong points.
If they're fucking Star Wars fans, they need to join the Discord. 'Cause
Yeah,
they use it.
and correct us right fucking now. But yeah, so Luke finds Yoda on a backwater planet, blah blah blah. And I would like to assume that I think, albeit Yoda is kind of wacko and dying,
Yeah.
I think he does recognize R2D2 and C3PO. C3PO wasn't with him that time.
No, I
it was
think
just
it was
R2D2.
yeah.
So I think he does recognize R2D2 because he's also like a Force Jesus kind of thing, So
Yeah.
he probably senses Because even though it's a robot, it's
He's
bullshit.
You remember who he's talking to.
You gotta think of the Force in Star Wars as just bullshit wizard space magic.
Yeah.
Like it's just all it is, right?
It's not space magic.
It's plot. It's
Can't
plot.
recognize a robot?
It's a plot device, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sure he probably did recognize, but in the interest of not influencing Luke, and like his destiny and the Force, blah, blah,
Oh, that's fair.
probably didn't say anything.
He's just let's be cool about it. He probably doesn't understand the robot either.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll just be cool.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where
Do they
weirdly
understand him?
Yeah, they do understand
Son of a
R2D2.
bitch. So
Yeah.
he's like fucking Brian.
R2D2 has a series of beeps and whistles that apparently actually does make senses according to the universe. But
That's fair.
again,
Why not?
it's flying space
Yeah,
force
no.
wizards
I'm not questioning the fucking-
it's like there's definitely many points in the series where
It's not fair to really-
it's
yeah.
they kind of like shove the secrets in the corner. They're like, that doesn't have to be told about. It's fine.
Yeah.
You know?
Let
You know?
the bloggers figure that out.
Yeah. It's I guess it's in film terms, they really exercise suspension of belief or disbelief, excuse me. Which is this like agreement in movies when you make movies, right? You set a world, you set a system, you set whatever it is that you've built, and if you are effectively navigating within the own rules that you've built, as far as like movie creation, then you have suspension of disbelief. So your viewer is more likely to believe bullshit things that happen on the side, and just kind of go with it.
It's like nothing makes sense anyway. So.
Yeah, or like it makes sense within the world that you built.
It's
So
kind of like
when
in
you
a cartoon, like it's like anything that happens in a cartoon, you're just like, well, it's a cartoon.
And then so when you break that, you're essentially breaking the trust or the suspension of disbelief with your viewer. And that's what pretty much creates poor movies. They set up rules and break their own rules, and then people go like, nothing makes sense. If it makes sense within your world, then it doesn't matter because it made sense within the rules that you made. Right?
Yeah.
Anyways, that's pretty much literally Star Wars in a nutshell, dude. Like they give you everything that you need, the main points, the space opera shit, and then all the extra little trickly bullshit they sprinkle on top is kind of like it's not breaking the world's order. So most people kind of just whatever, ignore it.
It's kind of smart too, because like it gives all these people all these different things to speculate about.
Yeah, it's true.
It's like because if you don't give a reason or if you don't follow up, then people are allowed to just come up with their own reasons.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that births the fandom, right?
Fandom, yeah, and the porn and all the other weird shit.
Yeah,
that they do.
all the Rule 34 bullshit that's out there. Fucking
Jesus.
You know Rule 34, right?
No.
Oh, so there's the many rules of the internet that I think was birthed on Reddit. It might even be pre-Reddit. I don't remember actually.
Okay.
But there's like several rules. And Rule 34 is the rule that if it exists on the internet or if it exists, period, there's porn of it somewhere.
True.
Yeah. That's just so when you Google Rule 34, it'll be like, oh, that's the rule. And then if you Google Rule 34, fucking whatever your fancy is that evening, there's chances are somebody has drawn porn of that thing.
I remember when Red Dead 2 came out. There was a surge in like Western style porn. Mm-hmm. Like because isn't this weird? Like if you use Pornhub, that's the porn that it's like an algorithm based on the whole world.
Oh yeah,
right.
Right.
So it's like it's like there's a couple videos that are probably based on what you're kind of been watching, but then a lot of the videos like are just like this is what the world is watching. Mm-hmm. So. I think it was like, when Red Dead came out, it was like all of a sudden there's tons of like Western porn. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of funny because you could see the trend within the world grow on Pornhub.
Right.
Pornhub's like a stock market for people jerking off if you think about it because...
It's true. You can get update
you
data.
Can see you see literally in real time what everybody wants. Mm-hmm. And 33% of all internet traffic at one time is porn.
Yep.
So... literally that's like the best marketing that there is. Apparently people like stepsisters. I don't understand what that's all about.
Yeah, it's weird.
I don't understand I guess I never had a stepsister or a stepmother. So I don't understand. I'm not in that world. People really seem to like the thought of fucking their own moms or
Yeah,
stepsisters.
yeah. It's like this weird like taboo thing that like I think they're
weird.
into.
It's weird
but
when it like crosses.
Incest just doesn't vibe, bro.
Incest is weird too, especially like if the chick is like hot, so you're willing to watch the porn.
Yeah.
But then they're like leaning into the role that this is a mom. And
Yeah,
her son.
yeah. When they lean too
And
much
she's
into
like,
it, I'm like, no,
she's like
thanks.
fucking giving him a hand job, being like, "You're my son. I
Yeah,
gave birth to you.
Yeah. Or like,
I changed your diapers. And
or
watched
I'm
you
your
go to school."
stepmom or something. Even
It's like,
then,
what the?
Yeah.
Who is this part for?
Yeah, I reel whenever it's like incestual shit. I'm just like, oh
Yeah.
god, no.
Yeah.
Like lose my boner.
Ugh.
We're turning off the game.
Yeah.
The fucking
at least the sound.
and shit. Yeah. Or even just sometimes it's even just a
Whole
complete
new
like
video.
Yeah. Take a break for a little while, maybe
Yeah.
come back.
Yeah. Well, shit. Okay. Well, we gotta go. We got 30 seconds. People, join the Discord. Send in your shout outs. Send in your articles. Send in your anything. If you want to send in questions to tatspodcast@gmail.com, you can even send me your own butthole. I don't give a fuck. Let's try to make this a community.
I kind of give a fuck.
Thomas does not want to see pictures of your butthole. He's not here for it. All right.
I think that makes people they're gonna send it to me now because I said I didn't want it.
Don't send them personally to Thomas. Just send them to Tats Podcast, and maybe preference like in the header put like for Thomas, and then we'll know not to open those ones.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Tell your friends.